often get inquiries from people with adverse credit, and that is an umbrella term that can cover everything from just being a little bit late in making a payment on a credit card, to missing your mortgage payments, to county court judgments, to defaults, bankruptcies, IVAs, the more heavy end of the spectrum. And we deal with all those. And quite often, please, 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 if there's someone that has that scenario, never assume it's going to bite you on the bum so that you can't get a mortgage. So speak to your broker on this. So we've had a question. I won't mention the guy's name, but the question is had missed mortgage payments, which is getting more serious, of course, if a lender's thinking of lending to you and you've actually missed a mortgage payment in the recent past. Now, he's saying that those mortgage payments have now been made good again. But Sophie, can you just give a little bit more detail, again, fairly succinctly, about
Yeah.
that particular scenario?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do see this, and we see it more often than I think people would think. And so there is always a bit of a scale in terms of lenders and their approach to how they would consider applications. And like you were just saying before, some things are seen as more serious than others.
Mm,
So from adverse as a whole, you've got the very small adverse that they would sort of, turn a blind eye to. So things like, and I'm certainly not saying please just go and miss all these payments. They want you to be as clean and clear as possible. But if, for example, you missed a mobile phone bill and then that was caught up, they probably will not bat an eyelid at that. And then you've got things like unsecured debt. So you've got your credit cards and your loans, maybe car payments, general bills like gas, electric, and being short on your utilities. And then it starts to get more serious where you've got secured loans, mortgages, etc. And then you've
mm.
got things like IVAs and bankruptcies. So that's sort of the scale in which they would look at it. Now, if you've had a missed mortgage payment, the one thing that they are doing, there are lenders that would lend to you when you've had a missed mortgage payment. That's the first thing. You can get a mortgage. They're going to be asking, when was the last missed mortgage payment and how many did you miss? So the lenders that do lend to people with missed mortgage payments want to know, have you been clear of missed mortgage payments in the last 12 months? That will then open up another load of lenders that we can approach. If you have got them in the last 12 months, there's likely still be lenders that we can approach, but they want to know what status it got to. So one thing I would suggest is have a look at your credit report. Always get a copy of it. It's not your score you need. Your score's actually irrelevant. We can go into that another time, but it's your full report. How many did you get to? So you'll see it's like a traffic light system and it will say status 1, 2, 3, and that's how many missed payments you've had. Now, status 1 is obviously that you've missed one, and the sort of trigger point is if you've gone over a status 2. If you're at a status 3, they tend to want you to have been clear of that for longer, so 2 years plus. So if you've had missed mortgage payments up to a status 2, they usually allow that on a couple of properties within the last couple of years. But if it's a status 3, you're going to have waited till that's at least 2 years old before we can start going back out to lenders. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. If you're unsure, get a copy of your report, speak to a broker, get the report sent over, and they can feedback more specifically on your particular scenario.